This is how to make homemade rose water for use in cooking and cosmetics. First, pick 4 to 5 blooms of fragrant roses. Give them a wash to remove any bugs. Put a small heat-proof bowl in a pot and then add the roses around it, making sure that none go in the bowl. This bowl in the middle will then collect all the rose water once we boil it. Add boiling water, but just enough to cover the roses. We're going to take a lid and place it upside down into the pot. This means the condensation will collect on the handle and drip directly into the bowl. Adding ice on top will help with the condensation and evaporation of the rose water, and then turn the heat on to a simmer. The rose water should evaporate onto the lid and then drip down into the middle. I simmered mine for about half an hour, and the kitchen smells amazing. Any water left over in the petals can be used for rose tea. Let it cool down and then use it however you wish.
Thing while watering my moss garden. Please pardon how dirty all of my desks are. There he is. There's a mushroom growing in my moss garden.
Today I made some fairy spoons. First I headed down to the beach to collect my shells, and I found all these shells with a natural hole in them. So I gave them a wash in hot water and a bit of soap and a scrub to get anything else off there, and a dry as well. Then I took this copper wire that I had, I cut it into lengths and wrapped it around the natural hole in the shell to get a good grip. I found pliers really helped to get a secure hold on the copper wire in the shell. Wrap it around quite a few times just to make sure the shell isn't moving against the wire. I added another length and it ended up looking like this. I then took the 2 lengths and started twisting them together to whatever length you want your handle to be. After this I went back round with another piece just to make it thicker and sturdier. I made a few just trying out different designs and they work perfectly for my loose tea.
Baby, you're like lightning in a bottle. I can't let you go now that I got it. All I need is to be struck by your electric love. Baby, your electric love. Electric love.
Anyone else want to just like move off the grid into a cottage in the middle of the forest where you can bathe in a nearby stream and make your own quilts and grow your own herbs and spices and dance with the fairies? Because same.
It's the perfect time of the year at the cottage to collect some apples and pears, blackberries and damsons, and make a homemade fruit crumble. Make as much filling as you'd like and adjust the crumble recipe to match. First wash and peel all your fruit, chop it up and put it on the hob on medium heat. Keep stirring so it doesn't catch on the bottom and when softened, leave it to stew on a low heat. And then measure out 180 grams of butter, 180 grams of sugar, and 340 grams of flour. Rub the mix between your fingers to form breadcrumbs. I put my filling in an oven-proof dish. It was a bit sour, so I mixed in some sugar, and then generously added the crumble on top. I sprinkled over some spices. Cinnamon works perfectly on this. I then cooked it in the oven at 160 degrees Celsius for 40 minutes or until golden brown.
Today on my walk through the woods, I found a mushroom that I think y'all are gonna like a lot. This is the artist conk, and though it looks unassuming, it can do something very cool. Now you may be wondering, why is it called the artist conk if it looks just kind of brown? Well, this very appropriately named mushroom provides an artist with both the canvas and ink to draw, so for an artist and mushroom lover like myself, this is pretty much the ideal mushroom. When pressure is applied to the white pore surface, it bruises brown, and once the mushroom dries, your drawing is permanent. It grows throughout the United States and can be found growing on the side of fallen hardwood trees like oak and beech. You're also more likely to find it growing near streams because it appreciates moisture. These mushrooms, unlike most, are perennial, which means that they stick around year after year and continue growing bigger. Some of them grow up to 3 feet across, and now that's a big canvas. Sorry about the kind of janky mushroom drawing, but if you find an artist conk and can one-up me, please duet me and show me your beautiful mushroom art.
You guys think this is a tiny ocarina? Well, check out this. Now this is tiny, and it plays amazing. Check this out. Oh, guys, I'm just kidding. This is just for decoration. It's made of tinfoil.
We'll probably sit around and cook some soups and eat bread and desserts and just get all fat and sassy.
Look at you, strawberry blonde, fields rolling on. I love it when you call my name. Can you hear the bumblebee swarm watching your arm? I love it when you look my way. Look at you, strawberry blonde, fields rolling on. I love it when you call my name. Can you hear the bumblebee swarm watching your arm? I love it when you look my way. Look at you, strawberry blonde, fields rolling on. I love it when you call my name. Can you hear the bumblebee swarm watching your arm? I love it when you look my way.
There are some things, though, I know for certain. Always throw spilled salt over your left shoulder. Keep rosemary by your garden gate. Plant lavender for luck. And fall in love whenever you can.
I think I'm losing my mind, trying to stay inside the lines. It's like you're running in place, yeah. How you keep staying the same.
Look at you, strawberry cow, you make me go wow. I love it when you moo my name. Can't you hear the bumblebee swarm? I'm watching your horns. I love it when you look my way. Look at you, strawberry blonde, fields rolling on. I love it when you call my name. Can you hear the bumblebee swarm watching your arm? I love it when you look my way. Look at you, strawberry blonde, fields rolling on. I love it when you call my name. Can you hear the bumblebee swarm watching your arm? I love it when you look my way. Look at you, strawberry blonde, fields rolling on. I love it when you call my name. Can you hear the bumblebee swarm watching your arm? I love it when you look my way.
The sun just came out from behind the rain clouds, which means it's a perfect time to go mushroom hunting. And today, I found a really cool one. This little guy, seen here from a slug's point of view, is actually one of the most deadly mushrooms on the west coast. Just half a mushroom will kill you. It's called the Western Destroying Angel, or Amanita ocreata, and they're often confused with other edible white mushrooms, like button mushrooms or horse mushrooms. Touching the mushroom won't actually hurt you though, because the poisons have to be ingested to be toxic. They grow in symbiotic relationships with the roots of oak trees, and you can identify them by their pure white or cream-colored caps and gills. You can also identify them by their annulus, which you can see circled here, and universal veil, which I didn't actually show in the video. But despite the fact that these guys have poisoned 14 people in Northern California in the past year, I personally think they're one of the prettiest mushrooms out there.
Homemade almond milk. After you make this, you're never going to want to buy store-bought milk again. So we're going to start with some almonds. I get these from Costco because I can get a huge thing for like super cheap, which is really nice. But here's my daddy's cleaning up the kitchen. We're grabbing a bowl, and then we're putting a cup of our almonds into the bowl with 5 cups of water. It can either be hot water or cold water, but if it's cold water, they need to sit overnight. If it's hot, they only need to sit for like 1 to 2 hours. So just set those aside, cover them, let them chill, and then we're going to come back and check on them. The almonds seriously get so big because they soak up all the water. It's like kind of crazy. And then you just put them in your blender. I'm grabbing my Vitamix, honestly my ride or die, pour them in, don't spill anything. And then I'm adding some maple syrup along with some vanilla just to give it a little bit of extra flavor. Definitely recommend this. It's super, super good. Just blend it on high, like just keep blending it, and it will become super foamy and this great texture. Now we're gonna strain it. You don't have to strain it, but I'm just using a dish towel, pouring it over, and then you kind of just like squeeze it out. I don't know, it's kind of like milking the almonds. It's really weird. But then you have almond milk, and it is so good. You definitely need to try it.
Okay, just hear me out. If I travel back in time to like 14th century Europe, wearing a fancy enough dress and like understanding the dialect enough, and told everyone that I was the queen of a small European nation, who's gonna check me on that? Why wouldn't they believe me? Like, if I carried myself with enough confidence,